Hey everyone, it's Ashley here from the Recipe Rebel, and today we are busting out the Instant Pot for a super simple pot-in-pot dinner recipe. We are making Instant Pot mashed potatoes with honey garlic meatballs. So good. Meatballs are one of my all-time favorite foods. We love them over rice, spaghetti, mashed potatoes. Just give me the pot on its own, it's all good. We are gonna start by chopping up our potatoes. Now we don't want them to be too big because everything's gotta cook in just a few minutes. So this is about the size we're going for. It's about 1/2 inch, give or take a little bit. Now I am using peeled russet potatoes. You can use any potato, red potatoes, Yukon Gold potatoes, they all work well in my opinion. You can leave the skin on if you prefer, no one's gonna notice, and it adds a bunch of extra fiber, potassium, and all that good stuff. So now that our potatoes are all in the Instant Pot, we're gonna add our chicken broth, salt, pepper, and parsley. We're just gonna give it a little stir. So now that our potatoes and all of our seasonings are in the pot and ready to go, we're gonna get started on the meatball part. So I am using a 7-inch cake pan to make my meatballs. You can use any pressure cooker safe pan that fits in your Instant Pot. I'm using a 6-quart Instant Pot, so if you have an 8-quart, you might be able to get a bigger pan in there, but this is what I'm using. Because mine has a removable bottom, I'm gonna first line it with some tin foil just to make sure I keep all of that sauce inside. For this recipe, I'm using frozen, fully cooked meatballs. When there is a big sale on ground beef, I like to buy a large pack and make a whole bunch of meatballs to pop in the freezer for later. I've included some tips in my blog post for using fresh meatballs and an easy homemade meatball recipe if you're interested. Now it's time to make our sauce. This is a super simple honey garlic sauce. It is awesome over mashed potatoes. But if you're in a time crunch, feel free to just grab a bottle of your favorite store-bought sauce and you can pour that over top. You don't have to tell anyone. We're gonna add our ketchup, soy sauce, honey, garlic, and just a pinch of red pepper flakes or red chili flakes. I like just a little bit of heat in my sauce. So our sauce is ready. We're gonna pour it over top of our meatballs in this pan. Then we're gonna put our pan right on top of our potatoes in the Instant Pot. You don't need a trivet or anything. It's gonna be just fine. So our meatballs are ready and we are going to put the lid on, turn the valve to sealing, and then we are going to turn it to manual or pressure cook if you have a newer model, and we're gonna cook it for 8 minutes. All right, so our cook time is over. We're gonna pull our meatballs and sauce out and mash up our potatoes with some milk and some butter. So that's how you make my Instant Pot honey garlic meatballs and mashed potatoes. An easy meal that the whole family is gonna love. Time for a taste test.